You know that expression, you can't tell a book by its cover? Yeah, me too. Can you tell who's homeless and who isn't just by looking at them? I bet you think you can, and I'll bet you're probably right at least some of the time. But I'm also going to tell you right now, you are wrong some of the time, and you are missing some people experiencing homelessness because of your judgment of how someone's appearance relates to their housing status. Let me break this down for you a little bit. In your mind, when I say homeless, you probably think of a middle-aged dude who uses drugs, who's living in an encampment, or you think of like a middle to older age woman pushing a shopping cart full of stuff. You think of someone in a tent or a sleeping bag or sleeping in an alcove. What you don't think about is the guy who may be wearing jeans and a hoodie and sitting in an overnight coffee shop or diner, who looks just like the other patrons, but has no place to stay that night. What you might miss is the person at a transit hub, like a train station or a subway station, who looks like just all the other commuters, but is actually someone who is there because they can blend in, stay warm, and not be detected. The reality is, when we do things like point-in-time enumeration, or pit counts, which is usually an annual thing that communities do to figure out how many people are experiencing homelessness in any given day or period of time. In those instances, the best methodology is actually try to stop everybody, regardless of appearance, and use some filtering questions to see if they're experiencing homelessness or not, rather than prejudging. But it's also probably one of the reasons why our counts of people experiencing homelessness are inaccurate, because if you don't look homeless, maybe a volunteer team on a point-in-time count isn't going to stop you and ask you questions to determine your housing status. All right, so what does this all mean and why is it important? Well, from a policy perspective, we shouldn't create policy based upon stereotypes. We should base it on reality. When it comes to our housing and support programs, we need to make sure that they were inclusive of everybody and try to reach those who aren't just looking a certain way or connected through street outreach in like a typical setting like a tent or sleeping bag on the street. And from a policy perspective, it also means that we need better filtering questions for determining people's needs that isn't just got some preconceived notions baked into it. To my friend who is curious, I would offer him this. Don't judge books by covers. You don't know the housing status of the person sitting next to you on the commuter train or walking down the street. And while some homelessness will be obvious, some of it anyway, I was going to say a lot, but some of it anyway, just really isn't. Homelessness can impact us all. Homelessness could impact people who look quite diverse. So keep an open mind. And don't just assume that based upon someone's appearance, they're experiencing homelessness or not. Thanks for watching.